Hey, Gatekeepers! Welcome back to Weekly Soap Chronicles, your ultimate destination for all the drama, twists, and jaw-dropping moments from beyond the gates. I'm your girl Phil, and today I'm diving into not one but two explosive episodes, 149 and 150. But first, I need you to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a recap with a little bit of flair. Let's get into it. So, episode 149, we start off at Dani's house where things are getting real. Dani gives Andre an out. She says, hey, one day in the future, you may want children. I can't give you that no more. So if you want to leave because I can't give you kids, I'll understand. And Andre is like, no, I ain't going nowhere right now. But then Naomi shows up and Andre hits her with a, hi, princess. Of course, Naomi didn't take too kindly to that. Here she come in talking about, do I have to make an appointment with my mother? Girl, bye. You know what I'm saying? Any rate, he was just trying out some nicknames for his stepchildren. Hi, Andre. Dani, of course, knows something is up with Naomi because, of course, she comes in talking about how her and Jacob are getting ready to have this conversation again, and it's not good. It's about babies. So Dani, of course, sees right through it. She knows deep down that being with someone who doesn't share your dreams is a recipe for disaster. She guesses Naomi is pregnant because she's glowing. But Naomi doesn't fess up and says, nope, just good makeup. Okay, Naomi. Now, why she wouldn't tell her mama, I don't know. Then we get this heart-to-heart between the two, and Naomi accuses Dani of ruining her life and career by having kids. And Dani is like, no, I didn't. Saying she wanted that life. Okay, matter of fact, after she had Naomi, she became the influencer. Everybody wanted to wear your clothes. Everybody was all about what stroller I had and all that. It was great. Okay? Naomi starts crying because she's happy with her child-free life, but doesn't want people to think she's a monster. And Dani is like, choosing to be child-free doesn't make you a monster. Duh. Okay, side note. There are plenty of women that do not want children. However, they have Naomi acting like having a kid is the worst thing in the world. I love my life and I don't want children. I love my job. I just want it to be the two of us and I just can't deal with it. Having a baby, and everything about having a baby is 100% negative. Okay, there is no good in having a child. And that's the part I don't like about Naomi's storyline. But I guess we got to wait and see what she ultimately ends up doing. Then we move on to the hospital where the Drabs, Ashley and Derek, are being all cute and lovey-dovey, planning their wedding. Shanice is thrilled to be a bridesmaid and everything seems perfect. But perfection doesn't last long on Beyond the Gates. Now, do you guys remember Alex? This is the woman who had a baby in the elevator and Ashley and Andre helped deliver the baby. Well, she shows up with baby Ashley Andrea. Okay, she named the baby after Ashley and Andre. No kidding. But Andre's face when he sees the baby is priceless. Side note, why they always got Andre going to the hospital? Why are you there? I mean, for real. Okay? So then Alex invites her and Andre to the baby's Halloween party. Okay, the baby gonna be dressed like a nurse-tographer. Okay, cute. And Derek rolls out, What are you guys talking about? You know, me and Ashley are engaged. What? Oh, okay. Well, you invited to the party too. And Dani, Derek says, because Andre's married. What? You got married too? Oh, yeah. For a hot minute, you know. And she said, well, the more the merrier. Invite her too. Now, y'all know good and well, Dani is not going to some little baby's Halloween party. Okay? And then Ted shows up, and Andre confesses that Alex's baby is a reminder of his unresolved feelings for Ashley. Boo, tomato, tomato. So what's he gonna do, gatekeepers? Okay, but just from afar constantly have this torch for drab Ashley. Ugh. Meanwhile, over at Orphey Gene's, Leslie is stirring the pot. As usual, she's bragging to June about her music royalty roots and throwing shade at June, who's just trying to do her job. But then Ted shows up and things get spicy. June's face lights up when she sees Ted, and she goes over there and tell him the specials of the day. They talk about his impending divorce, and June thinks he'll have a new lease on life. You know, laughing and what have you. Meanwhile, Leslie over there shooting daggers like, man, I know good and well this chick ain't flirting with my man over here. I'ma have some words with her. So Leslie tells June, you didn't bring me what I asked for. And June say, what's that? He been helping her back off my man. Things don't go well when people stand between me and what I want. And June say, you know what? The things I've seen and survived will knock the curls out of your head. All kinds of crazy things in this town. You don't scare me. And Leslie say, make a move on my man and you will find out I'm scarier than anything you have survived so far. Ooh. Uh-oh, June. Meanwhile, Samantha and Chelsea are bonding over their handbag business. Chelsea Cat, which is selling out like crazy. But when Ted finds out June is Samantha's mom, he's shook. He like, what? Oh, okay. And Leslie, she rubbed up on Ted calling him honey lamb. I'll be home later, honey lamb. But before she said that, she said, I suggest you stop talking to that street urchin over there. Boy, I tell you. Leslie. Then we move on to Vanessa, who's dealing with some serious guilt over Doug's unaliving. Her son Donnell wants to quit school to be the man of the house and handle things from now on. And Vanessa's asking Nicole for help. But Nicole is like, you hooking up with who? Joey. You don't need to be hooking up with Joey. She throwing tall shade. And Vanessa is like, what? You need to stay out my business. In that regard, Vanessa insists Joey is just a friend. But Nicole is not buying it. And when Joey texts Vanessa, she runs off like a teenager with a crush. All right, Vanessa, we see you, girl. Now, over at Joey's casino, Donnell confronts Joey basically saying, I'm the man of the house now, and we don't really need your help no more. But Joey being Joey tries to bond with him, saying they're alike, And then he offers Donnell a job as a dealer. And Donnell's like, no, this place is a hub for everything that ruins lives. And he's not wrong. Now later, Vanessa shows up and admits she almost ended a friendship over her relationship with Joey. And Joey looks at her and says, this has to end. What does he mean by that? Are they over already? And finally, in this episode, it's Leslie versus Nicole. Leslie's bragging about her new house and lying about living with Ted. Oh, guess who I'm living with? Oh, Teddy. And Nicole is like, please, you expect me to believe that mess? Right. Okay. But we are living under the same roof. Yeah, at the hotel. That don't mean y'all living together. Like, girl, bye. Then they argue about who Tomas belongs to, Kat or Eva. And then Leslie says, if Kat keeps sharpening her claws on my Eva, then I'm going to have to give her some home training that clearly you never did. Are you threatening my family? Oh, baby, I was a threat the minute I crossed the state line. What I'm doing now is promising you that there will be trouble if you don't get a short leash on your little cat. You are so intent on inserting yourself into my life. Potential ugliness is a daily expectation. But know this, you come for my family, whatever you throw, it will come back sharpened and knows exactly where to land. Boom, doom. Now, moving on to episode 150, we start off with Vernon and Anita, who are finally getting some peace and quiet now that Martin has gone back home to Smitty and the kids. But of course, this is beyond the gates, so peace and quiet don't last long. Now, Anita is on the phone with Jackie Tyree, her impersonator, and she just laughing. Okay, and Vernon say, talking to yourself is a sign of insanity. But get this, Anita invited Jackie to Thanksgiving. And Vernon say one Anita is hard enough to deal with. Now we doubling up. Okay. Then later on, Vernon takes Anita to Orphey Gene's, where he's booked the whole place just for them. How sweet is that? June serves them and gushes about how amazing they are as great-grandparents to her kids. And just when you think it's all pie and romance, Vernon brings up the Jackie situation again. But instead of arguing, they end the night with a romantic dance. Oh, Vernon and Anita are total couple goals. Until they aren't. Because one day, something got to blow up in that. You know what I'm talking about? Alright. Now over at Martin and Smitty's, it's reunion time. They tell the kids they're getting back together and the kids are like, cool, but Pops better stay for good this time. Tyrell runs off to his room and Samantha's like, finally, took you long enough, okay? But of course there's trouble brewing because Smitty is worried about Joey coming to collect on the debt they owe him. Martin is like, you know what? I just think Joey likes having leverage over everybody, but he won't actually use it. Well, okay. At dinner, the family talks about school and Samantha mentions hanging out with June. Tyrell's a little concerned, but Smitty reassures the kids that he was just scared of losing them. The kids, being the sweethearts that they are, other than being worrisome, say that would never happen. Oh, okay. So we move on to the casino where Vanessa is not having it. What the heck you mean? This has got to end. She storms in and tells Joey to stuff his sorries in a sack. She demands to know why he's ending things, especially since she thought everything was going great. But Joey say, "It's your son, Daniel." And Joey explains that he talked to Danielle, who's determined to look out for Vanessa. Joey thinks she should let her son take care of her. But Vanessa's like, no, I need him to go back to school. And then Joey say, "Well, I kind of offered him a job at the casino." What? Luckily, Danielle turned it down, which was a huge relief for Vanessa. Now, you know good and well we don't need Danielle working at the casino. Okay? But just when things start to heat up between Vanessa and Joey, yes, they're making out, Randy walks in. Talk about bad timing. Randy gives his condolences for Doug's unaliving, and he even says he's ready to let bygones be bygones with him and Vanessa. She's just trying to keep her relationship with Joey under wraps. Don't tell the kids what's going on here, please. Can you do that for me, Randy? No problem. Meanwhile, Andre is at Uptown, drinking and scrolling through his messages when Hayley shows up. So she congratulates Andre on his marriage to Dani, but of course, she can't resist throwing shade at Dani. Oh my gosh. Nobody showed up at your wedding with a pum-pum, did they? Like they did at mine? So of course she goes on and on about how terrible and horrible a person Dani is. And Andre, you're just naive and clueless if you just can't see Dani for what she is. She's convinced Dani is trying to steal Bill back, but Andre refuses to believe it. He's like, "Girl, bye. I done already heard about you coming over to the house talking about, Bill, are you here, Bill?" So while you was over at the house doing that, your husband was with me, trying to size me up, thinking that I'm with Dani for her money and all this other stuff. It's like he's obsessed. No kidding. Okay? Both of y'all are. But she also believes that he and Dani can make it work. Please make it work between you and Dani, because I just don't need her in our lives. Meanwhile, Dani stops by Bill's office to chat about Leslie's construction case, but she also brings him a birthday present. And get this, she had it made last year, back when they were still married. But then they got divorced, and that was the end of that. Bill opens the gift, and it's a gold-plated replica of the key to his law office. He loves it, and they share this sweet moment until they hug and kiss. Okay, they kiss again. But this time, guess who sees them? Little Miss Hayley. She, of course, runs off. Dani and Bill immediately regret it, although they don't see that she saw them. And Dani makes a quick exit, but you know this is going to blow up later. And then finally we get to the fallout. Dani heads to Uptown to ask Andre what he's decided about their marriage. And guess what? He wants to stay married. Yay! But over at the casino, Hayley meets with Randy, who we find out are cousins. Plot twist. Hayley tells Randy she's done letting Bill play her after what I've been laying down, and it's time to kick his legs out from under him. Ooh, things are about to get messy. Who's ready for the drama to explode? Okay, side note. So now we know Randy is Hayley's cousin, which is why she picked him out the day of her fake miscarriage. I want you to take me to the hospital. Then she has him going back to Uptown, getting her purse and phone, telling Dani specifically not to come to the hospital. And in the next scene, she laid up on the couch going through a tablet, not looking worse for the wear at all, supposedly having a miscarriage. Naomi comes through. She admits to Naomi that she faked the ultrasound pictures. And then Bill comes home and all of a sudden the waterworks start. Barely. I had a miscarriage. Bill was more broken up about it than she was. But in the interim, it's Dani this, Dani that, Dani. Stop going over to see Dani. Tell Dani to stay away from us. Tell Dani that she has no chance in getting back to you. Dani. And all she doing is making Dani look good in Bill's eyes again. Because now every time he come home, it's, where were you? Dani this and Dani that and Dani this and Dani that. She getting on Bill's nerves. Dani is starting to look good to him now. Plus, he's always probably wanted Dani to always be pining after him. But now that Dani then got married to Andre, Bill got a problem with that. But if Hayley wasn't at home constantly, Dani, all she doing is pushing him to Dani. Okay? And now she got the nerve to say that she want his legs to come out from under him. I don't know, Hayley. You gonna have a problem with your husband. Okay? More than just him liking Dani again. Okay? Anyway, gatekeepers, that's a wrap on episodes 149 and 150 of Beyond the Gates. What a whirlwind of emotions. From Dani and Bill's forbidden kiss to Hayley's revenge plans. And from family reunions to Joey's messy love life, these episodes had it all. What do you think will happen next? Will Dani and Andre survive the storm? Will Hayley's plan to take down Bill succeed? And what's Joey really up to? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a recap. Until next time, gatekeepers, keep the drama alive.